Damn that trifling Poppy.
What up, Mark?
Guys, NXT was a wild episode of NXT. It was pretty much NXT cranked up to 10. You know, there's a ton of stuff going on. Let's get right into it, our reaction and review of the show. That started off with Austin Theory versus Oni Lorcan, a match that was set up from last week after the the aftermath. All that happened during that triple threat match to see who was going to be the number one contender, with Adam Cole getting involved and all that stuff. Oni Lorcan and Austin Theory obviously standing up for their leaders and Johnny Gargano and Pete Dunne. So they go into this match. It was a solid match. Lorcan had some heat behind it, which was surprising. It's something that was just created last week. It felt like it had heat, involved in it, and it felt like, pretty personal. Gargano and Dunne getting involved. They beat each other up. Kind of cost Austin Theory the win here, so Lorcan gets the win. But I thought it was a really good way to open the show.
Yeah, I thought it was Theory's best match that I've seen. I can't really remember anything else, but this was like his best match. I thought Lorcan looked great, especially as a singles guy. I think he just showed out pretty good. The match was, like I said, it was put together last week, and it's just like, oh my, I wasn't expecting much, but they started off a really good match that happened to be just on a great show. Like it started off the great night. Yeah,
it did. And then this is the first big thing that happens next is you got Legado Fantasma in the ring. They're calling out Bronson Reed for what happened the week prior, with Bronson Reed getting involved in the NXT tag team title match and squashing, Santos Escobar outside. So here comes Bronson Reed, here comes MSK, and then in the end, Legado Fantasma makes the challenge. Let's make in your house 6-man tag, winner takes all the belts are on the line. We have
3 of us, all championships on the line, winner takes it all. What say you, huh?
Wow. We haven't seen this type of stipulation in a long time.
Yes,
It's been a while, right? So
I can't even remember the last time this was a thing.
Now, normally, as most as I can recall, it's always been like one team has this title and the other team has the other titles and stuff like that, and they just winner takes all, grabs everything. This one is one team has all the titles going against the other team. Now, it's tough to call a winner here, to be honest with you, because nobody really came out on top. That reverse momentum that we see later on in the show, momentum going into pay-per-views when it comes to professional wrestling. Nobody really came out on top here. If you're counting last week, then that means Bronson Reed and MSK lose. It's gonna be an interesting matchup because you can kind of go either way with it, but it's a cool matchup that we haven't seen in a long time and adds an extra little oomph to the card and to the feud.
Yeah, and it puts all these guys in the spotlight on a very interesting match. And I don't see Bronson Reed losing it this quickly, so that's why I'm going to go with the Bronson Reed side. Yeah. But yeah, I just don't, he just got it, so I just don't see him losing it. But you never know. Legado Fantasma is red hot. They're a great stable. The top stable. There's not that many stables in NXT, but this is like a top stable. Yeah. I would compare them with. They're probably better than 80% of the stables on AEW and that whole show floor stable. So it just, they're really, really good. So I just don't see Bronson Reed dropping it that quick. I just feel like you just gave it to him and he really even has to run with it yet. So I'm going to go with MSK and Bronson Reed in this match. That's the only. I'm just by a nudge. It
technically would have made more sense if Kushida was in the place of Bronson Reed.
Yes,
would have made more sense. Then you could have done the title switch. Would have made more sense. But now you can't really do it because then Bronson Reed's title run is just like, it's already lost all momentum because he loses the title, and then if he wins it back later on, it doesn't work. So
yeah, I mean, again, could it? I don't know. Could we see it? We could, but you're really gonna kill Bronson Reed unless you're gonna push him to the main roster somewhere. But you can't really bring him back. You had the belt for literally one match. It's just come on, you know.
That make much sense. But then you would have Hit Row come out, and they kind of set the seeds for them trying to go after those tag team titles, and Swerve Scott having his eyes on that North American Championship. He would take on Killian Dain. Swerve would get the win. A lot of stuff going on with Hit Row on the outside, so obviously they play a big role in all this, and Swerve gets the win. So we'll see how the stable progresses on, and then when they get these title shots, and if they eventually win these titles, should be pretty interesting to see.
Yeah, this group is pretty good. They're it's a fun little group. They're very versatile. They got size, they got speed, they got the lady. We got the whole kaboom and kabata on this team. So I'm excited to see. They're interesting. They're funny. They're fun. They're they're rising too. I can see them and Legado Fantasma becoming a deal. You know what I'm saying? That could be a stable versus stable thing that we could see going forward. But good showing.
Now, the second biggest thing of the night happens after this. We get a Doc Hendricks sighting, a.k.a., Michael P.S. Hayes. Playing up the Doc Hendricks for In Your House. Now, In Your House can be hosted. I hope it's hosted by Pet and Gale and Doc Hendricks. It'll be freaking awesome. I already In Your House is such a mark for that stuff anyways. And the fact that it's back again is so freaking cool. So like to have Doc Hendricks here and then have Pettengill again, like I want to see both of them out there. I want to see Hendricks doing those interviews on the stage, and I want to see Pettengill in the back cutting to different things. It's gonna be awesome.
I mean,
stuff.
You might as well just give us the whole '90s thing and just bring Lawler and McMahon back on the
yeah,
table. Imagine
exactly,
that.
yeah.
What a maneuver! I mean, it'd be pretty amazing. So I don't know. Might as well do it. Think of it. That'd be amazing. It'll be so nostalgic and so perfectly '90s. I can only dream.
It'll be great stuff. But the next thing on the show was Mercedes Martinez supposed to take on Cameron Brainay, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. She gets attacked by Xia Li before the match and gets her, she gets her ass handed to her, but she still ends up squashing Brainay in the match really quickly. So Martinez, obviously, they're playing up her physicality and her strength and how tough she is going into her match against Xia Li.
But also showing how weak Xia Li is, because she attacked her
true.
and she still ended up blowing this girl out in the first place. So what are we really doing here? It's kind of like you can't shut her out there on that one. That's where I kind of felt like, oh, I guess Xia Li is not that big of a deal, because you couldn't even take out Mercedes Martinez after sneak attacking her, and she still blew the girl out. So I don't know. That didn't make much sense. I feel like maybe they could have faked the injury type of deal, or done be more aggressive. Because did you really need to have her squash this random lady? No. So it would have been probably smarter and made the feud more interesting if Xia Li actually hurt her in some way
and didn't let the match happen or something like that.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I guess we'll see where this goes, but I thought it was dumb. But that's just me.
Yeah, it doesn't make a ton of sense right at that. But even though I think Xia Li is going to end up winning, Katian Shah is like the one they want to push more than Mercedes Martinez. So it seems like that's going to happen at NXT TakeOver. But the next is the third big thing on the show. We have the whole night. You have LA Knight showing his, I guess, house, how he's living and everything like that, even though he said he's not a millionaire previously in a promo 2 weeks ago. And then he's living like one. So he has a bunch of people
like Dan Blizzard.
People giving a bunch of stuff. He has people helping him, women taking care of him and all stuff like that. And then he leaves in a nice car, nice Mercedes, drives away. Then you have Cameron Grimes doing his thing, jumping in a pool, smoking cigars and choking on them, trying to drink like brandy, and it doesn't like it, stuff like that, right? It's a hillbilly, whatever. So then they end up meeting in the ring for the big priceless announcement by Ted DiBiase. He has 2 security guards with him. He announces that the match at NXT TakeOver in your house will be a ladder match, and I think Cameron Grimes could have tremendous promo here. I thought it was, for his character, tremendous promo from Cameron Grimes here, and kind of like Ric Flair-esque, the way he took off his jacket, threw it and stuff like that. So kind of Ric Flair-esque. Yeah. So then he asks, "What am I reaching for?" Cameron Grimes does, and Ted DiBiase obliges by showing him what they're gonna face each other for. And we guessed it correctly, it's the $1 million championship.
So you could have this.
Back in the fold. One of the more exclusive belts of all time. It's gonna be interesting what they do. It's there, but what they do afterwards, whoever wins is gonna be the most interesting. Now, either guy I think would work with it, right? Because LA Knight, so cocky, tremendous look, tremendous mic skills. And then you have Cameron Grimes, who's just such a fun character, especially with the whole money stuff. Now,
he's involved in something that's really interesting. Like a year ago, I hated the guy. Now it's like, oh, this guy's awesome. Where'd he come from? He came out of the blue. So good job on him and the booking team at NXT.
Yeah, it's awesome. So now he's like super cool, fun to watch. So like either guy is like tough to choose who you're gonna pick to win this. And I mean, they could bounce it back and forth. They can honestly keep the feud going. Whoever wins, they can continue to feud with the other guy for it and actually make the title something you actually fight for, instead of it just being something like the FTW title, which is completely useless.
Oh, useless, yeah, in every way. Yeah, this was awesome seeing this. I mean, I liked the vignettes earlier on. This feud was awesome. Like the start of it, this night was fun. They were being jokey, and everything worked. It was the best segment of the night. It stole the show for me. Having the $1 million belt back, I mean, that's a pretty big deal. I mean, think about it. Stone Cold Steve Austin once held this thing, so he wasn't Stone Cold, but yeah, he still held the money title. But I mean, how can you not steal a show when you have the $1 million champion come back, and now we have this entire thing, and both guys are super interesting, and it's super exciting. And this is what I want to see. I want to see who wins the title and how they book that thing going forward. Is it something going to be seriously, like, are they going to book it as a serious title, or is it going to be like the 24/7 championship type of thing where it just drops hands? It's kind of like a joke belt. It's interesting to see what they're going to do, but I love that it was back. It was awesome to see it back.
Yeah, it's awesome, and you can't treat it like any other title. It has to be treated differently and handled differently. But
now, what's that way? Though?
Exactly, that's the tough part of finding out. Yeah, which I'm assuming they probably have something figured out, whether it's the right or wrong thing we don't know, but they have something figured out. I would assume so. Yeah. So the next thing in the show is the Grizzly Young Veterans coming out, and they're taking on Austin Gray and Ikemen Jiro. Who was just rocking like a blazer the entire match, which is nuts. I've never seen that, right? So GYV get the win, even with Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher being on the outside, causing a little bit of distraction, but they still get the win. And then they're gonna have, a tornado tag match coming up. So it'd be cool. It's not on the takeover card, which kind of sucks, but I guess it'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, it should be interesting. It should be fun. But like, we have a packed card going into in your house, so I just it's kind of falling by the wayside. But it was definitely interesting.
Yeah, it was. And then the next thing is we have number 4, the fourth biggest thing on the show. This is a crazy show. We have in the back, you have Triple H, William Regal, and Poppy out there. They're in the backstage, and she's talking about how she could just release her album really quickly with the touch of a button on her phone, and Triple H is acting kind of like, campy and corny about technology and stuff like that. She drops her album, whatever, it drops immediately there. Then here comes Dexter Lumis walking up, hands her a hand-drawn picture of her. She takes it, is obviously, happy with
Trifling.
It. And then she proceeds to hug Dexter Lumis in a long embrace. And then here comes Indi Hartwell. The timing couldn't be any worse. She shows up, and she's obviously heartbroken by the trifling heifer that is Poppy.
Dexter,
Poppy, who's stealing her man right in front of her face, whether she intended to or not. Then Candice LeRae comes out and calls out Poppy, obviously, for that, and then other things as well. She's kind of taking the spotlight over Candice LeRae. So then Poppy comes out, and she kind of feel like, is she going to have a match with her? Is she going to get physical? She's like, oh, I don't wrestle, but I know somebody who does. And it's the returning Io Shirai. So she comes back, beats down Candice LeRae. It's interesting to see where this goes forward. Like, does she get a tag team partner to take on Indi and Candice LeRae, or what? That'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, I thought this was a fun segment. Again, it was like campy and corny, but it still worked. The whole night had some campy corniness into it, but it all worked. It all flowed well. This was fun too. Seeing Dexter Lumis get hugged that long, and then just that's rough stuff right there. Yeah. She's infatuated in love, has been chasing him down, and to see what in the arms of another woman. Whew, poor Indi. Feeling for her.
Rough
stuff. And we'll see what this Poppy thing is. I mean, she might be involved in some way. But it definitely adds more fun to his entire feud. And then you throw in Io Shirai returning and going to dominate. And we haven't seen her in a few months. So I'm excited for it. They pushed this. They booked it well. It's been corny, of course, because, it's like that love connection thing,
but it's entertaining.
It's entertaining, yeah. So they've done their job in entertaining us. I'm liking it. Indi Hartwell is more interesting than she's ever been in this feud and being with the way. So come on, I mean, give it up to NXT. It's the best wrestling show every week for the last 2 months, and it's just been nonstop good TV for 2 hours. It's always good. So shout out to NXT. I keep saying it every week, but man, everything they touch right now is just fun.
Yeah, it's fun and solid. That's all you can ask for it and be entertaining and solid. That's what it's been. So the next thing the show is Ember Moon taking on Dakota Kai. Obviously, the match is a solid match, but disqualification happens when Raquel Gonzalez comes in and kicks Ember Moon. But Ember Moon gets she gets the upper hand at the end, where she hits the Eclipse at the end on Raquel Gonzalez. She will face Raquel Gonzalez at NXT TakeOver in your house for that Women's Championship. But the way wrestling works, reverse momentum happens. She will obviously lose because she came out on top at the go home. So, we already know what's going to happen there.
I mean, Ember's going to put up a great match. She's going to make Mercedes Martinez look like Raquel Gonzalez look like $1 million. So I'm excited for it. It should be good. But no way Ember wins this match. Like you said, if she's on top the day before, it ain't gonna end up well for her. So that's kind of where we're at now. But yeah, I mean, to kind of transition from where she was in the tag team and now not being in tag team and not being in the title picture, it flowed well. It's good. It's a good first feud for Raquel. So let's just see the match. I mean, again, stack card is one of those matches that you want to see.
Yeah, definitely. And then the next thing on the show, you have all 5 men from the NXT Championship match for TakeOver are been brawling the whole night, and William Regal has lost control of his roster of his top guys. and he would bring this up to Cross in the ring, saying that no, you guys aren't going to meet each other up. This face-off is not going to happen because I can't control it. And Cross, and I did like this line from Cross. He takes it and he's like, look, it's chaos here, so now you're in my world, right? So he runs this. So I thought it was a solid, little back and forth between that and Cross and him. He gets interrupted by Kyle O'Reilly. Okay, and then they get interrupted by Johnny Gargano, and then gets interrupted by Pete Dunne, and then Adam Cole. There's a couple corny lines back and forth here. I did like Cross calling Gargano a mark. I thought that was solid. Now it's a lot of like pulling back the curtain type of jabs and stuff like that, little things like that, a lot of internet stuff. So that's what it is. So some of it's kind of corny, but again, I don't like the fact that they keep like playing up all these guys is like, oh, you're not good in the ring, you're not good in the ring, stuff like that, right? Like talking about his in-ring work, which to me it's just that's why I think they're just pulling back curtain and hitting him with the internet jabs. That's what it feels like.
I don't mind it. I don't hate it. We live in a world where everybody has podcasts and everybody's on a podcast somewhere and talking to, breaking the barrier between kayfabe and all that stuff. So we live in this time. It's been going on for years. So I don't mind when they throw a little bit of that in there. I can't complain about it. I don't mind. I just feel like all these guys are haters, straight up haters on the man that has an attractive lady by his side. He's NXT champion. He looks like $1 million. He's got star written all over him. All these other guys don't look like that. So I think that's what that is. I think it's a bunch of haters, bunch of dirty, stinking haters, and just bow down, man. The man's the NXT champ. He's the best one in NXT. Sorry, but you're not gonna beat him.
But like,
it is what it is.
The main thing is like, so Kyle O'Reilly comes out. He praises him as being like the most dominant champion we've ever seen, and then just buries him like immediately after that. It doesn't make a ton of sense, right? So I understand. That's like this. I mean, I don't know if they're freehanding this. They're coming off the top. I doubt it. I mean, it's probably like a lot like they're guiding them. Okay, I want you to this promo. You're gonna take your side of the promo this way, your side of the promo that way. In the end, they all start battling with each other, and Cross is like a monster, which was smart. So you want to book him, right? It's smart to book him that way. He's destroying everybody. He's staying down. It looks like he's on top. But then nitpicky, you get the little tell from Cross as he's holding the title up after he beats everybody up. You see him look a little bit to the side, waiting for Adam Cole to get ready.
Too many guys are doing that nowadays. A lot of guys are doing that. It's a little annoying, and stop it. Just take the damn hit, man. I never used to see that back in the day. You never saw people like kind of peek behind them. I don't know what it says about it.
Well, it's less now. There's the less of the blind feed. Like, have you ever seen The Rock take a chair shot from like Austin? It's a blind feed where he knows exactly what he's doing. As soon as he turns around, he knows Austin's going to be there with a chair to hit him right in the head, and there's no time in between. It's no setup, so that's a whole different story. But then here comes Adam Cole and knocks him out. He holds the title at the end. So reverse momentum means that Adam Cole was definitely not winning this match. But I thought it was a good way to kind of get hype for the match, the big fatal 5-way at NXT TakeOver in your house.
This match is going to be bonkers. I'm excited for it. Still not as excited as seeing the $1 Million Championship in all its glory hanging under a ladder or above a ladder. But definitely this match is going to be crazy. It's going to be fun, but I just don't see Karrion Kross dropping the belt. I feel like he's going to go in there, and I'm not going to say he's going to go in there and job everybody out, but I feel like it's going to be like really, really dominant, and he's going to look like $1 million, and I think that's what they're going to push him that way. I got this crazy feeling. Call me crazy, but it's definitely kind of nutty, but I think it'd be a smart move to make him look that dominant against the top guys in NXT right now and just blow them out. Not blow them out, but just look really dominant and just like be unstoppable.
Like akin to like a Lesnar dominant, where they have to kind of get him out of the match to kind of have their competitiveness come back. Because you know it's been a Lesnar match. Like let's talk about Lesnar, Rollins, Cena at the Rumble all those years ago, right? That triple threat, one of the best triple threats you ever see.
It's my favorite triple threat of all time.
Yeah, they work together to get Brock Lesnar out of the match, and he sold his ass off like an Oscar-winning performance from Brock Lesnar on there. He's a tremendous seller when he wants to, and he was out for the match for a while, and then he comes in like it was just shit cans everybody like as soon as he comes back in out of nowhere because the explosiveness of Brock Lesnar, stuff like that. That's what I assume. I think that would happen.
Yeah, I think they'd be so smart on their part and just book him like a straight up beast that way, and kind of be like a Brock Lesnar. Like, everybody says about bringing back Brock Lesnar and paying him a bunch of money to go beat Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam, but like honestly, you can create him right here. I mean, maybe not as bad because we all know Brock Lesnar's an actual beast and UFC heavyweight champion, all that stuff, but like create your version of that, and I think there's a great chance for him to do that.
Yeah, definitely. But guys, that's our NXT review and reaction. It was a really solid episode, a really good and crazy episode. Show. It was like turned up to 10 on this one. Is that episode of NXT?
It was so good.
You know, so I thought it was a very good episode of NXT. But guys, we appreciate you guys for watching. Drop a like on this video. Hit the chair in the corner for hits you first in the head, and sub to the channel. Stay tuned tomorrow for more news and rumors. There was absolutely nothing going on today until like 9:00 p.m. where the retirement of Lio Rush. So we didn't have any news and rumors for you guys today. But tomorrow we'll have something for you guys, and some other special stuff hopefully dropping tomorrow and Thursday, and then you got the Friday night shows with I think Dynamite's again on Friday, and then we got SmackDown. So stay tuned the whole week. We got stuff dropping for you guys. I appreciate you guys for tuning into this video, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Boom, later, Marks.